Dubai police have once again solved yet another case involving an international online scammer known as Raymond Abbas, but who goes by Huspuppi on social media platforms.
It was January 2019 in Dubai. Huspuppi just got a text message telling him about their next target, a bank in Malta. This message was sent by one of his close associates, Galeb Aramali, a Canadian who is known by the nickname Big Boss. He just got a deal that has some connections to the government of North Korea. Aramali told Huspuppi that he needed 2 bank accounts that can receive 5 million euros each. The accounts must be from any country in Europe and would be able to receive the millions without any troubles. The money is expected to arrive on February the 12th. Huspuppi has only one job here: to provide the drop accounts, and when the money gets into the accounts, he would take his percentage and send the balance to Aramali, the big boss. Few days later, Huspuppi was able to provide a Romanian bank account that can handle any large amount. He was still searching for the second bank account, not just any account, but an account that can accommodate millions. It was going to be a big club. The bank, which they are about to hack, is the Bank of Valletta PLC in Malta. This is not the first time this bank would be hacked. It was hacked some months ago, but this time it is going to be a hit. The target is to take away $14.7 million from the bank. Huspuppi and Big Boss are working as the loaders in this plan, while the hackers hack into the bank and keep sending out the money. Their role is to move the money as quickly as possible. Big Boss had earlier told Huspuppi on how urgent the job needs to be done.
My associates want you to clear as soon as it hits. If they don't notice, we keep pumping.
This is not the only job they are going to work together on. They would also work on another project to hack an English Premier League club and take out £100 million. Another £200 million job in Scotland, and as well work together on another smaller project to take out $922,000 from a law firm in the United States. All these will be discussed in details in this video, including the $809,000 scam on a businessman in Qatar. If this is the type of story you would like to listen to, please do well to subscribe. Remember, Huspuppi had only provided one account out of the 2 accounts Big Boss earlier demanded. By February 1st, 2019, Big Boss messaged Huspuppi once again.
12th February, they're doing it.
But instead of the 2 bank accounts he asked for, he now needs 4 bank accounts from Huspuppi, accounts that can accommodate millions of euros.
I have 4 spots available. You gave me 1. Try to get me a next one, please.
Big hit in February 12th. They will all credit same time. On February 9th, 2019, 3 days before the D-Day, while getting ready for the job, in his usual way of motivating his 2.5 million Instagram followers, Huspuppi posted a picture of himself in his apartment in Dubai. The goal is to be valuable. Once you are valuable, instead of chasing money, you will attract it. Hashtag Fendi, hashtag Versace, hashtag Dubai. The next day, Big Boss asked him one more time to deliver another bank account.
Brother, tonight is my deadline to submit anything more. Do you want to add one more or just stick to the one that you gave me?
Few moments later, Huspuppi sent the details of a second account, a bank account in Bulgaria. This was happening on the 10th of February. By February 12th, the day everybody has all been waiting for, Big Boss reached out to Huspuppi to inform him that one of the transfers had gone through, 500,000 euros to the Romanian bank account. Brother,
wire is completed. We did it. We still have access and they didn't realize. We're going to shoot again tomorrow, AM.
But by the next morning, the bank had discovered what was happening. The hackers had moved 30 million euros out of the bank, which was about $14.7 million as at that time. In order to stop any further wire transfers, they quickly shut down their electronic system and began to contact the banks where the money had gone to, trying to get back the money, which they did. Today, they noticed and pressed a recall on it. It might show and block or never show. Big Boss informed Huspuppi. He then sent a screenshot to Huspuppi.
Look, it hit the news.
Damn.
But that didn't stop their work. When one door closes, another opens. Next one is in few weeks. We'll let you know when it's ready. Big Boss sent to Huspuppi.
Too bad they caught on, or it would have been a nice payout.
Obviously, it would have been a nice payout, but Huspuppi didn't allow that disappointment to affect his social media vibe. By the next day, the 14th of February, he posted a picture of himself in a nice Fendi jumpsuit with a spotless black car beside him. Bought myself a new Bentley Bentayga for Valentine's. the best way to celebrate the season of love. By April 2019, Big Boss returned with a big job offer, £300 million in total. This time, the money would be coming from the United Kingdom, £100 million from an English Premier League club. What was not clear was which club the money would be coming from. The investigators suspected that the money was the reported £100 million Real Madrid paid to Chelsea for Eden Hazard's transfer in 2019, or maybe one of the payments Tottenham Hotspur made that year for their new stadium. The total amount Tottenham was to pay for the stadium was about £850 million, which will be paid in installments. It was suspected that the same hackers, who according to the police reports are from North Korea, had targeted to hijack one of those payments, estimated at about £100 million. But whichever club the money is coming from, it was going to be a big payout. Big Boss then requested for account details. Once again, Huspuppi immediately provided a Mexican account number. According to the court documents, he notified him that the account could only handle millions and not block. It was a total of £300 million expected to drop into the account, £100 million from an English Premier League club and £200 million from a company in Scotland. But as Big Boss sent out the account details, it took long for the money to drop. He later discovered that the UK banks were refusing to pay into the accounts. The different banks that were expected to initiate the transfers had suspected the Mexican bank accounts and went further to verify if the bank details were coming from the club or from the company. Once again, the plan has been discovered. This was another unfortunate disappointment, but a good deal was on its way. By October of that same 2019, precisely on October 15th, a Chase Bank account controlled by Huspuppi in the United States received a wire transfer of $922,857.76 sent by a law firm in New York. The money was meant to be a payment the law firm wanted to pay back one of his clients. The client had helped the firm to finance a real estate business, and it was time for the law firm to pay back. So when the law firm emailed the client to confirm where the wire transfer should be sent to, they received a fax telling them to direct the payment to Chase Bank. The person in charge of the payment at the law firm was surprised that the account details was different from their client's details. She immediately called a phone number on the fax to confirm the details, and the person who picked the call authorized her to go ahead. She then initiated the transfer. What she didn't know was that the fax was sent by Huspuppi and his group, not their client. The phone number she called also belonged to the group. Immediately, the money dropped in the Chase Bank accounts. Out of the $922,857, Huspuppi transferred $396,000 to Big Boss. The money was sent into Big Boss Imperial Bank of Commerce account in Canada. The rest of the money, he moved them to different bank accounts. By October the 17th, in order to confirm if Big Boss had received his own share of the money, Huspuppi sent a screenshot of $396,000 transfer to Big Boss. But by then, Big Boss had already left Canada and was on his way to the US. Big Boss immediately messaged someone in Canada to check if the money had dropped. When he confirmed the transfer, he messaged Huspuppi again.
Sup, bro?
Landed. Just now.
Money came in?
Yes.
Give me a screenshot.
Big Boss promised to send the screenshot when he gets to the US. He was on a plane that had just landed, and he will send the screenshot immediately he gets a good internet signal. But the problem is, he never sent the screenshot. Few minutes after he arrived in the United States, the FBI approached him at the airport and placed him under arrest. Huspuppi kept waiting for his reply, but as he never heard from him, he moved on with his life. 2 months later, by December 2019, this time he teamed up with another group in Kenya. With this group, they are about to carry out a new project. They had discovered a businessman in Qatar who is looking for a loan of $15 million to build a school. Huspuppi and his new group went into action and offered to help him get the loan. They appeared as New York-based bankers. First of all, to initiate the loan process, they convinced the man to pay $330,000 to be used to create an investor's account for the loan. They directed him to pay the money in 2 installments into the accounts they would provide. He made the first deposit of $100,000 to a bank account controlled by one of the members of the group, and the second deposit of $230,000 to another account belonging to a man who sells luxury watches. Huspuppi used the second deposit to purchase a watch, a $150,000 Richard Mille RM1103, #Richard Mille, while still working on investors' account. In January and February 2020, Huspuppi reached out to the Qatar businessman, advising him to make a payment of $575,000 for tax settlement before the $50 million loan would be released. By February 2020, the businessman sent part of the money, about $299,983, to different bank accounts in Kenya, which were controlled by some members of the group. In March 2020, they asked him to make further deposits. He then sent another $180,000 to a US bank account. He has successfully made a deposit of about $479,983, remaining some balance. The loan will be disbursed immediately he completes the tax settlement. But as both parties were still waiting for the final payment, on the midnight of Monday, June 8, 2020, with some boys in his apartment watching the news while Huspuppi was sleeping upstairs, suddenly the door of the apartment was burst open. The Dubai police SWAT team had come looking for Huspuppi. They have linked up with the FBI to get hold of him. They arrested about 12 suspects in connection to the different crimes, and a total of 47 phones, 21 laptops, $6.8 million worth of cars, and $41 million cash was taken from the suspects. After a few days at the police headquarters in Dubai, they were flown to the US, where Big Boss was also facing trial. Big Boss was charged separately, and he admitted to the crimes. He was given an 11 years and 8 months federal prison sentence and was ordered to pay more than $30 million in restitution. Huspuppi also admitted to have engaged in the crimes against him. He was ordered to pay $922,857 in restitution to the law firm in New York and $809,983 to the businessman in Qatar. He was also handed 11 years prison sentence. Thank you for being there. Subscribe for more.